today. There it goes. All right, so here we are. We are After Thrones, and this is Season 8, Episode 4. We're talking Season 8, Episode 4. I'm George. Got my brother John and my boy Seth here to talk about this episode. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
What's up? I felt like this. Yeah, I felt like this episode went somewhat of the way that I thought it was gonna go. You know, some story building a little bit, but did it really give us a little bit of story building? I mean, what did you guys think about this episode?
My heart was broken in the beginning.
Why?
Because I felt bad for my boy Giantsbane, man. Fucking Jamie Lannister's got to come in there and fucking throw down the C block on him, dude. he's all like hurt, dude. That was my boy, and he's like sitting there professing his love and to the Hound about Brianna, and just destroyed him, dude. But it looks like he got over it pretty quickly.
Exactly.
Yeah, he did. John, what'd you think?
I didn't. What sucked for me is that you had all that story building and Cersei coming out on top in the beginning. I didn't like that, but overall, I would say I was digging most of the plot lines. For me, it made me ask questions like, man, when you saw Daenerys in the beginning, all her actions are like scheming, so I'm not really feeling that. And now her advisors are coming against her. I'm wondering how the story went down with the Starks. Sansa automatically betrays Jon and spills the beans. It's one of those episodes like back to the backstabbing. But overall, I'm looking forward to the next episode to see what happens. So yeah, I'm happy.
Ed Dude says, "I'm sorry to say, but did anyone else crack up when Tyrion jumped off the boat?"
I did. I was laughing because all I thought of was him jumping in the water and hearing bloop. That was interesting.
that did look a little bit funny.
It wasn't a splash. It was just.
I didn't like this episode, man. I felt like as far as
you don't like an episode?
Whatever, man. I didn't like this episode because I felt like one, we left off the last episode with hardly any talk about the lore of the story. It was just mainly that battle, and then we had this. We start off with the somber beginning. Everybody burying they're mourning the people that have passed away. We have that little bit of celebration right there, and they don't really talk about that. They don't talk about what Bran's connection to the Night King. There's no discussion about the Night King or anything like that. And I guess they wouldn't have that because of I guess they wouldn't have that because he's in the past, and why would you talk about a monster that died? But then we hurry off to King's Landing the way that went, and it's like there's no time lapse or build up to that. We got 2 more episodes left for a battle, and we're already like thrown right into it. And I just I didn't.
You only got what do we expect though? We only have so many episodes left, so we have to jump into it.
I don't think we needed to. We got 2 hour and a half long episodes left for battle, and obviously they had a full battle in 1 hour and a half. So I felt like this one was the last opportunity we have for any kind of story building, and I felt like also that there was just some stupid moves made on Daenerys' part.
Yeah, I think.
That to me, that was the building of the story. That okay, she did her thing. She came. She helped Jon, but now it's building towards, he should rule, and that, she's just like the rest of them. Essentially, like they're good for their own, but when it comes to other people, they have that listen to me or die mentality that is not good for ruling.
Yeah, but not just that. I mean, like the scene where she's pulling her dragons practically on top of King's Landing. You know that they have some kind of weapon.
I don't think that was King's Landing, bro.
That was King's Landing.
No, I think that was her dragon castle they were going back to.
No, that wasn't. That was not Dragonstone.
We have to double check that, but I think it was, bro.
I do agree that Dragonstone took for they got back to Dragonstone pretty fast. So that was also. I don't think that was Dragonstone.
Terrell Reed is saying, how does she not see those ships from 3,000 feet in the air?
Thank you. That's what I'm saying, man. And
it's a waste of a dragon. It's a waste. It was a flat out waste of a dragon.
Yep.
She's now down to one dragon.
That dragon doesn't like the other dragons. It's like her main dragon that you shoot at him. He's always aware of his surroundings. The other ones are like oblivious, bro. That dragon died so fast.
Yeah, I wish they would have had a little bit more of a battle there. I wish the dragon would have went out in a battle, at least if that was going to happen.
He's saying he could understand if there was fog.
Yeah, that was weak.
Yo, George, so Ed Dude is agreeing that was Dragonstone where the dragon got killed.
Yeah? Didn't look like Dragonstone to me.
Yeah, because both of them were on their ships at that location. That was a quick area from Winterfell, at least by boat. The other ones have to march.
She still walked her way all the way over to King's Landing anyway, right? Because that's where they're at, the wall.
Yeah, because from Dragonstone to King's Landing, it's not that bad of a hike. You're already at the halfway point. But obviously, she didn't have no army with her. All she had was her little platoon and her one dragon.
Okay, all right.
They killed Grey Worm's woman now, and now all hell's gonna break loose.
That was pretty sad.
I kind of like that. I feel like that could become like a foreshadowing, or maybe even some homage to Oberyn. Another dude, because it was Oberyn who was able to take out the mountain, by being quick with that stick, and I feel like that's actually what Grey Worm's good with too, the spear. So maybe it ends up being him that takes out the mountain.
I like how Daenerys was trying to play the nice card when she gave Gendry his Lord title, right? Title. So he's a Baratheon.
What do you think of my thought about Grey Worm before you jump on to Gendry about her being all schemist?
Yeah, it's scheming. That's what I'm saying. She's doing what she can to try to win some of the people to her side. Yeah, I get that, and I like how Sansa saw through that.
That's been Daenerys' whole thing lately, bro. Once she got to Winterfell, Sansa's seen all through her scheming, which is even on the last episode, when she held her hand when she was trying to get her on her side, she saw right through that. That's becoming the whole Daenerys personality in this last season.
Yeah.
So was that basically the end of Giantsbane, the Direwolf, and Sam? Because they were basically all said their goodbyes to Jon Snow. So are they done?
Seems like they're heading back towards the wall.
I mean that's
I don't know what for.
That's kind of it's kind of a shitty send off if you ask me.
Nah, I would bet by the last episode.
Listen,
Giantsbane will be back.
I was about to say, if that's the end of Giantsbane, dude, I'm not even going to bother watching the next 2 episodes, dude. That guy deserves to be with his one true love.
You're too much.
One true love.
That was surprising to me a little bit when
Jamie hooked
up with that. Yeah, that was a little bit.
She left him crying. It was fucked up. He left her crying. He was like, "I'm a bad person." And
what do you think he's going to go do?
He might go to redeem himself. Yeah,
I think he's not going to redeem himself. He's going back to go fight for Cersei, and he's going to die doing so.
I don't think so. I think he may go back and attempt to try to kill Cersei.
No, I don't think so. I think he's going there. I think he's going there, and he's gonna try to protect her, and he's gonna die. Or no, actually, you know what I think could potentially happen? I think he's gonna end up killing Euron for her, because I think Euron eventually is like. Didn't you find it interesting how she just told Euron that she's having a baby, and Tyrion already knew about that.
Yeah,
how could he have known about that? And Euron ain't no dummy. Right? So that's one of those little ones that I was like, I wonder what's gonna happen from that.
Jose Vasquez is saying my Jamie Funko Pop better not drop in value.
I think Jamie's going back there, and it's going to be something for the opposing side. He's not going to go fight for Cersei.
I think I'm with you. I think he's going back there to do something, whether it's to gain intel or try to. I mean, because again, what is it? She's she's carrying his baby, right, Cersei? Mm-hmm. But she's playing it off. But she's playing it off as it's Greyjoy's. Mm. But it's like maybe he's going. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, it's like I'm a little confused by everything that went on this episode. To be honest with you, I mean, for the most part, I was pretty much on point with the first couple episodes. But this one again, this is the reason why I don't watch Game of Thrones. I'm not trying to be... No. I mean, like, seriously, like, this is the reason why I don't watch the show. It was very boring. I was honestly falling asleep on the couch. Melissa had to wake me up a couple of times.
I didn't feel it was boring, and I feel like you're silly to feel like it was boring. So you could be quiet now.
No.
All right, so let's move on. Okay. Now you made me lose my train of thought because you were saying something like that. Go ahead, John. Say something else. I'm trying. Yeah, that comment really just messed me all up. I don't want to talk to you the rest of the week, bro.
I'm keeping it 100.
I mean, I get that, but I feel like, that's the problem. Like, that's the same theory would happen with, some people on Avengers. If you're not already vested into the story and know certain characters, when they start going on the story and building up the character plot lines or ending a character plot line, those who haven't been vested into the show, kind of get bored by that. So I can understand that's a point.
Okay, but my opinion about stories in themselves is especially something like this, the way they do things is if you have episodes like last episode that was completely a battle and there was no story whatsoever, then you're gonna have some episodes that are story. There's not. This is not that kind of show like your sitcom on Channel 7. That has a little bit of story and an action scene in every single episode. So
no, but I feel that the first three. No, but I feel the first 3 episodes of the season were way better than this episode. I mean, the first 3 episodes actually held my attention, and I was generally interested. This one, I was just like, what the hell's going on? I mean, like the only highlight of the thing was for me is that a dragon got taken out. I mean, that was really it.
That's what I'm saying. The only thing that you found as a highlight was the action.
It's like, what are they gonna, what are they gonna do now? They're down to 1 dragon. It's like their backs are up against the wall, and they feel like that there's no possible chance that they could win now.
No, while I don't, my problem with the episode is nothing about that it was boring. I didn't think it was boring. I just felt like I didn't feel like they moved the story the way I wanted it to. And
the audience disagrees with Seth on the boring part.
That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like it was boring at all.
I mean, to me, Seth's on an island right there. I feel on that, but what I'm saying is I can understand someone who, when they're not vested into the story, that when you do get into the story episodes, that could lose them sometimes. So I can understand that. I don't agree with it, but I can understand it.
I don't understand it, and I don't agree with it. But anyway, so I mean, okay, some of the things I did like about this episode was like how they acknowledged the changes of some of the characters, like with Arya and with Sansa. I like how when Sansa had that conversation with the Hound, what she was talking about there, that all these things happened wouldn't have made me who I am today. I think she's gonna do. I'm curious to see how she's gonna react to the next in the next episode, especially with Daenerys so weak as she is.
Well, Comics and Labs is saying Sansa's a snitch and couldn't wait to break her promise.
Of course.
And Ed Dude said that she might have got Jon in some shit now.
But did she really break her promise? Because Tyrion already knew.
No,
Tyrion did not know.
She told him.
Yeah, that's what I kept telling everybody. It's like Tyrion didn't know.
Like he's never lying by saying he wasn't a Stark. He was always a Snow. So now So like even that's when he says that to her, like before he admitted the truth, he's like, I'm not a Stark. And she's like, no, you're still my brother regardless, because she's thinking he's meaning on that level, but he's telling her like he wanted to tell her the truth. But yeah, man, but Daenerys wasn't lying on that part. She's like, look, the moment that comes out, even if you don't want this to happen, people are going to start scheming, and that automatically happened the moment people found out that was the truth.
Yeah, but they only feel that way. It's because of how she's acting right now. It's kind of weird. If she could just see past the way that she's acting, then possibly they wouldn't feel that way, even if that truth came out. I don't like that she told Jon, you need to keep this to yourself, and basically told him like, this is how we're gonna get along.
The tension between them was so thick at that point you could cut it with a knife. I mean, he's literally telling her that he wants no part of it, and she just she can't believe him.
Mm-hmm.
And and he's like, listen, he goes, we need to tell certain people so they have an understanding of what's going on and why I continue to say I'm going to bend the knee. But she feels that no matter what he does, people are always going to look at him as the rightful heir to the Seven Kingdoms.
Jenny Vargas says Daenerys sounds like a crazy Spanish woman.
Right? You will do this. Should I do a Jedi mind trick on him?
What do they call the slipper in Spanish?
Like the chancla.
Yeah, what is she gonna wield one of those? Daenerys gonna wield one of those? The mother of all chinchillas.
I don't know, dude. I'm curious. For me, when I was watching this episode, because it was a lot of stories, being told and people making their moves. It makes me start wondering, like, what's gonna happen next? Like, is it possible that now that Arya's coming down south, is she gonna end up killing Daenerys too for Jon? I wonder if that could be a storyline that could happen. Now instead of the mountain is a Grey Worm that ends, or excuse me, instead of the Hound is a Grey Worm that kills the mountain. Because now Grey Worm has an issue. Because if you go heads up, power for power, like the mountain would like the Hound would against his brother, the mountain's probably gonna win. You need speed to combat him, which I think Grey Worm's gonna be that dude that does it. But
maybe there's going to be multiple people that go after him at once.
Yeah, all these different stories. I think now that Jaime left, is it possible that with the whole Euron and Cersei thing, is that how that end happens for them? That he goes in there and both of them are fighting over the idea, like, whose child is that? There can be so many things that from the story that create those battles, because so I'm just curious to see who dies next, pretty much.
Who was the guy's name that came in with the crossbow and was shooting at the
okay, that's what I wanted to talk about before you made those ridiculous comments that threw me off topic. Thank you, Seth, for bringing me back on topic. What did you think about Bronn? Because that pissed me off, bro. I did not like Bronn in this episode, not at all.
I thought that was interesting. Again, another character that's looking out for his own personal interest and his own personal gain, and the fact that he was like, hey, remember Tyrion that you said, anytime someone puts a bounty on your head, you double it to protect your life. So, basically he offered him a bigger stake of land and everything like that. But yeah, but I don't know what role this guy's going to play going forward. Maybe he might now go back and try to take out Cersei so he can collect on that deal.
What's interesting about his character is that he started off as a sellsword, and then he, in the episodes leading up to this, you kind of felt like he kind of befriended or became friends with both Tyrion and Jaime. Like, I always felt like there was possibly kind of a bond there, and maybe that's what saved them from killing them right there. But the way he came to that table and how he shot the bolt at Jaime, I didn't like how he came at like that. I was like, you could have came better, and you probably still would have got the same thing that you wanted anyway.
Next time you come correct.
Yeah,
I don't know, bro. I think that's exactly what he had to do. I feel like he is a sellsword, so initially he just would kill him outright, and it was their friendships with him that even granted them the opportunity to have a chance to buy him out, even though what he's potentially being promised is like Jaime was saying, like, there's no way you'll get Highguard, and you're too low class for that. So he had to go in there proving his point that, hey, if I could just kill you and take what I'm gonna get from your sister, even though I know that's on shaky grounds with her.
Yeah, I didn't like it, man. That sucked. I didn't expect it when he came in. I kind of thought that he wasn't gonna kill him. I just didn't like the way he came in that way. I like the comment here from Jose says, "Long live Ghost, the hell with everybody else." That's what I'm talking about.
I was laughing when Tyrion was talking to the eunuch, and they were talking. They were talking about, like, there needs to be a guy. Basically, there needs to be a guy in charge, and he's like, "Oh, what would you know?" He's like, "You don't have a cock." It was funny as hell.
What do you think about that, though, with John?
It's treason. It's like what they said. They're all vying for their position in whatever kingdom is going to be left, regardless of whoever winds up ruling.
I kind of agree. I don't totally agree with Varys' reasons as far as the whole that it needs to be a man ruling, but I do see his point with the way Daenerys is going, that she's making bad decisions and she's not even trying to listen to these guys, you know. But Sansa was right.
But he's saying that he's not. His reasons for why he's scheming now is mainly because he's starting to look at her as not a good ruler. But he's saying that as far as the other lords, they will accept a man over a woman, you know, period. That's just, you know, the times. That's not necessarily his particular views, but that's what, you know, as far as, you know, winning over the people, they'll accept a male ruler regardless.
8-Bit Flea saying you're forgetting that Gendry's Robert Baratheon's son. I don't know if that even means anything anymore in the realm, because Baratheon got his throne by overthrowing it. He was he's a bastard, and the only reason why he's a Baratheon now is because Daenerys made him that. So yeah.
I felt bad for him, man. He freaking sat there. He can confess his love to Arya. He's like, "I love you. I want to be with you. You know, let's do this together." And she was like, "I can never be the leader you need me to be," you know. And it was like, "Yeah, we get it. You're a badass, okay? You killed the Night King. You had your 5 seconds of fame. I mean, it's like, come on." So, you know, well, that's the thing. I'm interested to see where this is going now, because clearly she's riding with the Hound to go do something, but obviously they didn't say.
No, they're going back to King's Landing to kill. I mean, we know that by Melisandre's prediction that she's going to kill the Green Eye person, right? So we're all expecting that to be Cersei, or could be, unless somebody else there. I mean, there's got to be another person with green eyes in King's Landing, right? But we're all thinking it's Cersei. And then the Hound, I believe, is going to go fight his brother, because that's his unfinished business. So I think that's what they're going to King's Landing for. I think Jaime is definitely going there to fight for the good side. I don't think he's going to flip sides again.
He never joined their necessarily side. He just went there to help them fight against the dead because he said he would, but he's on his sister's side.
I don't think so. I think that the idea that she is the person that she is, he finally realized that, and he realizes that she's not good. He doesn't believe that Daenerys is the rightful heir. I'm sure if he found out that Jon was possibly the rightful heir, that might sit better with him. But I don't think that he's going back there to join sides with Cersei. At least I hope that he isn't. It's because I think that would be a messed up move for his character, because that would bring me back to being like, you're a freaking idiot. I don't want to talk to him.
But that's exactly what he's saying. I'm not a good man. I've done all these things for Cersei.
Yeah, he did. I understand that he did all those things for Cersei, and in the end, she went back on her word, and that's something that means something to Jaime. Yeah, I feel like he's already made that transition over, and I don't think that he's going back the other way. What do you guys think about Bran's comment about always living in the past? Do you think that there's more to his story?
Oh, dude, you can never tell what the hell's going on with that kid, man. That kid lives in the middle of the fight to go, you know, wherever the Ravens went, which we still don't know where the hell the Ravens went. You know, and everything he says is very trying to think of the right word for this. It's just it's not clear. It's cryptic. It's cryptic.
He talks like Yoda.
Yeah. You know, it just doesn't sit well with me. It's like this kid. Somebody needs to punch this fucking kid in the face, all right? Because he's really pissing me off. Because I feel like he knows shit that no one else knows, and it's like he's playing his own game and he's just fucking with everybody. And it's like it's like just say what, dude, just fucking spit it out already. Just tell everybody what everybody wants to hear. You know,
and you can't mess with people. You got to let people do their thing. You can't mess with it.
Yeah, I believe that as well. I still think there may be a chance that there's more to him. Like there's somewhere between now the last 2 episodes, we need to get some kind of tie into that lore for me to feel satisfied.
There's more than meets the eye.
I just feel like there needs to be that, dude. You know, because
there has to be closure. There has to be.
So if they leave that whole ending the way they did with the Night King and his story the way it is, I'm not gonna feel that either. I'm gonna be like, man, that was a letdown. So I don't know. I mean, overall, I mean, like I thought it was a good. I thought it was a transition. I don't think it was the transition I wanted it to be. I would have preferred a little more. Let's hang out in Winterfell, a little more drama there, so we could have some more conversations going on there, and then allow the army to heal before going to fight in King's Landing. I didn't dig her move. That's the second stupid move she's made so far in this season. Because I didn't like last week when she let her Dothraki just run off into nowhere.
Well, that had to be some time jump because they got freaking Winterfell cleaned up pretty fast.
Yeah, everything just happened so quickly, man.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, let's just clean it up. All the trenches are gone. All the spikes are gone. You know, they've got all the bodies, stacked nice and neat. And, they're ready to do the whole Jedi thing when they all die. You light them on fire. I mean, it's like, come on.
Yeah, right. That all happened so fast. And and like I said, the whole journey down south I felt happened way too quickly. I think that should have been where the end of this episode should have been them venturing away towards the south, and then you could have had a time lapse between this episode and the next episode where they finally make it down there. And then you have a continuation, and maybe let the dragon go out in some kind of fight, man, not just a rogue bullet.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, it was like 3 arrows, and that dragon was done. I mean, it was
that was crazy.
Right in the chest, right in the side again, and then right through the throat, and that thing went down like a ton of bricks.
When they got hit in the chest, I was like, oh, I'm thinking, okay, get away. And then when the one hit it in the head, I was like, oh,
neck,
shit. Yeah, I know. I was just like, oh, it's done.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for like the never-ending story moment when she's like on riding the dragon like Falcor, and she's like, yeah, she was like gonna fucking dive bomb that ship, and she played chicken. At the last second, because he had her dead to rights, and she was like, nope, I'm pulling out.
So.
That dude got a good point on the cavalry, on sending cavalry in against foot soldiers, and normally it's a good move.
It's a good move when the foot soldiers are being distracted by other foot soldiers. When you push the horses in first, they can get taken out.
Yeah, but
you saw that in the movie Braveheart. The horses came in first, and they let them believe that charging in with the cavalry was the way to go, and then they showed up with all those spears and took all the horses out right off the bat. Took the cavalry.
Yeah, but they had to make these really long spears. The dead weren't doing that. They just had a lot of them.
They couldn't see them either. I mean,
yeah.
We don't know exactly what they got hit with. It's because last week's episode was the battle with the dark.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I feel like the episode. I was happy with the episode because it gave me a bunch of questions that that has me excited for next week's show to see if my questions get answered. Mm-hmm. A few more people died, so that was interesting. The dragon going out the way it went out, I didn't necessarily dig that, but I believe they're building on this plot line already now that she's not a good ruler, so it gives us reason to want to see her off the throne. So I'm interested to see how next week's episode is going to go down, and continue with this storyline.
Well, I mean, they're gonna storm the castle, but the thing is, but she's already made it abundantly clear that she's willing to sacrifice all the people, in the city. So they've got to go. So they're gonna storm. They've got to go through all those people, and then they still got to go through whatever armies inside there too. So. I don't know how this is gonna pan out. To be honest with you,
I think it'll be a stupid move if she tries to storm the keep with the
dragon. She's not gonna storm next episode because they still gotta wait for Jon to show up.
But apparently in Westeros we have fast travel now, so he probably will hop on some kind of bus and they'll be down there the beginning of next episode. We'll see. Actually, in the trailer we saw that he was already there. In the next episode.
Already there. Yeah.
So there you go, fast travel. I think it would be a bad move if she tries to storm the castle with the dragon. It's because with all those, you saw just that one wall, how many of those dragon spears they had, bro. I don't think Drogon is fast enough to be able to take him.
She's gonna take out Jon's gonna be at the. They show that Jon's gonna be at the gate, fighting the gold soldiers at the castle. Her dragon's gonna take out those ships. It's gonna come out of the sun.
Yeah, that was the impression, right? Hopefully, we'll finally get to see that Greyjoy get killed because I can't stand his ass. So.
I'm going back to the comment that was made earlier. They're flying X amount of miles in the sky, up in the sky. You're telling me you couldn't see those ships and then maybe come from behind them? I mean, You know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, if what you guys are
They
saying
hit
is
it,
right,
bro.
yeah. If what you guys are saying is correct, and it was Blackstone, then also if it was Blackstone, why didn't the Greyjoys storm the castle after they took out all the boats? I mean, they were defeated at that point. I don't know. I mean, okay, but if it was, let's go back. Let's say you guys are all right, because maybe I'm wrong, and it was Dragonstone. Yeah, I think one, they would have been caught off blindsided because she would be flying not expecting anything. But I agree, you should have your eye open for any kind of danger, right?
And you've already been shot by one of those things,
Yeah.
right? So you should already have a heads up for, hey, these people got these type of things. She already planned on staying behind. Yeah, so like as far as tactician, she's not really choosing the wisest ideas, and she's obviously not willing to listen to her advisors if her emotions get the best of her.
Right.
I
Yeah.
agree, Ed, dude. If she don't die, this show just literally went down the shitter even more than it already is.
True. Junior
Now
Statue
you
Collectors thinks that Daenerys is going to find a cave with more dragons. She's going to find that secret world that the that
What is she
dragon
gonna find?
movie. Damn, How to Train Your Dragons, where she finds that secret island where all the baby dragons live and everything, and she's gonna come.
She's gonna
Yeah,
find
I hear that,
Fraggles.
bro.
More dragons
Yeah,
would be
alright,
cool.
so here's a good final. Well, not a good final, but here's a good question we want to know for the next episode of Who's Left. Who do you think dies on the next episode?
Of who's left? We're gonna take a Deadpool.
We got Jon Snow, Sansa Stark, Arya Stark. We got Bran Stark. So Cersei, Jaime, and Tyrion Lannister.
Brienne.
Daenerys. We got Yara, Brienne, the Hound of the Mountain, Samuel, Gilly, Lord Varys, and Davos.
That's a lot of people.
Bronn. I know, man. You got a lot of people still alive. Podrick. You got Giant's Bane.
Well,
Who dies
Podrick.
next, bro?
Well, I think Giant Spain's story's over with.
Yeah, I want to say Giants Bane and the Wolf
And Sam.
I think they're going back to Castle Black.
So there goes my
Sam ain't going
theory
to
of
Castle Black.
Sam.
Where's Sam going?
Sam's staying in Winterfell, bro. Guaranteed.
Okay, well then
He
Sam's staying.
he has a kid on the way, bro. He ain't going to Castle Black.
Nothing to fear up there in Castle Black.
No, but they still the Night's Watch have an oath that they can't. If he's not going to be part of the Night's Watch anymore.
There's no more wall to watch. All the White Walkers are dead.
There's still a wall.
Yeah, I'm saying, but there's no more. There's nothing to watch anymore. They're not protecting anything anymore. There's really nothing to protect. The wall was melted by the zombie dragon.
Sam's going to Hornhill. That's what Tyrell says. All right, Optimus has had a vote for Jamie. Said Jamie's gonna die in the next episode.
You think Jamie dies? All right, we got to vote for Jamie. What about you, George? Who do you think dies next? Who dies on the next episode, bro?
If Varys keeps going the way he's going, he's gonna die. So I'll go with him.
Nah, I don't think any of those. I think Varys stays alive for some reason.
Varys is gonna die.
You think he's gonna die?
Melisandre predicted his death.
Oh, did she? Okay,
Yep.
then. Yeah, she's dying. He's dying then.
So he's gonna die, and he's moving down the lines of, "I'm gonna die." It's because she even told him, "You try to betray me, I'm gonna burn you." You know, and he's like, "Hey, if you push me down that route, I'm gonna take that road anyway," and he's doing it. So
True.
He's trying to anyway. He's trying to convince Tyrion. Tyrion is taking, and I know Tyrion doesn't believe in it, man. You could see it. He doesn't believe in that in the queen. He's trying to. He's forcing himself to, because he's better. He's actually better than his sister. But I feel like he doesn't really feel it. You know.
I don't think anybody's gonna die next episode.
All right, so George still hasn't answered the question, bro. But all right,
I said Varys is what I said. You're the one that don't agree with me.
Oh, you said Varys dies? I apologize. I didn't hear that. So Varys dies.
Yeah, no one's gonna die next episode. The last episode is when the bodies are gonna drop.
Nah, dude.
Junior Statue Collector says Daenerys should attack the castle at night time with the dragons. They won't be able to see him. My opinion is that they do another night battle. I'm not sure I could sit through it. It's because I almost went blind watching the last one like 3 times. It's just too dark. So hopefully they'll turn on a little bit of light so we can see what's going on.
I hear that. I think Euron dies next episode.
Think Euron dies next episode?
Yeah, we got 2 left, right?
We got
2
two
episodes
left.
left. Yeah, I think Euron dies next episode.
You think Euron is going to die from the dragons, like they're showing, alluding to in the trailer, or you think that Jaime's going to take him out?
Ooh. Oh yeah. Nah, I'm gonna go with Jaime's taking him out, but I think Euron dies.
Okay.
Well, if you guys are going that route, I'm gonna say it was the dragon in the lavatory with the lead. No, I think because they showed from the preview of him looking up. I got a feeling Daenerys is going to be riding on the dragon, and she's probably going to burn his ass because he killed he killed one of her dragons. So that's motivation right there, especially with him looking up in the preview for next week. So
true. All right. Well, I think that's about it, guys. Right? Had enough talk about this. All right, so let us know in the comments what you guys thought about this episode, what your thoughts are. Who do you think is going to die next? And then tune in next Sunday when we find out who died next and we talk about it some more. So, all right, guys.
2 more episodes.
2 more episodes.
Also, guys, don't be sure to, after you're done watching this, to head over to the other video that George posted today for the 9K giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead and check that out so you guys can get entered and you guys have the opportunity to win some cool stuff. So please go and check that out.
All right. So have a good night, guys. Until next time, keep it marvelous.
I'm after the throne.